These 6 fans all claim to support Celtic.
But they're not all telling the truth.
At least one of them supports Rangers.
Can they find the fake fan?
Here we are.
This is, I didn't think we'd ever get these 2 sets of fans around the table. Of all the rivalries that exist, this is probably the most fierce.
Yes. Let's get straight into it. I'm so excited. Okay, Sean, we're going to kick off with you for round 1. I want to know from all of you, but starting with you, Sean, how did you start supporting Celtic?
Well, Celtic's my family's team. My mum's side are all from the East Coast, so I'm actually the only person in my family really from Glasgow. My dad's side aren't really into football, so it's just always been my family's team and I've just always supported Celtic.
Okay, Pamela?
I'm born and bred a Celtic fan. I think if you're a true Celtic fan, it's in your blood from conception. So my mum is Celtic, my dad is Celtic. I've grown up going to Celtic games with my dad, and in the words of Joe Hart, it's a famous team in green and white that I've been following all my life.
Yeah, I'm Andrew and I've been a Celtic supporter since I was about 10 years old. My parents weren't really into football, so I came into supporting Celtic a bit later in my life.
Again, no choice. Kind of born and bred, family, friends, school, everything. Celtic, so it's just something that's, you're one of the chosen few, I guess.
Literally the same as Pamela and Rob, grew into it all my life. All my family's Celtic, not one of them is Rangers. Coming from a very small town, kind of 20 minutes from Glasgow, growing up, going to Celtic Park, had my first t-shirt when I was 3 years old, and it was the famous green and black Umbro, wearing it up and down, going to the games, loved it.
Daniel?
Yeah, basically same as Padla, Rob and Stacey. If you're born into Celtic, if your dad's not doing the job right. So yeah, just Celtic from day one.
Well, this is thick. The tension is so thick. So you've got a pen and a card in front of you. If you want to turn over the card and have a think about who you believe to be the Rangers fan amongst the Celtic fans.
Right, so we've done the first round. Let's find out how you voted. Sean, who do you think is a fake fan?
Well, I voted for Rob just because I don't know, just my initial hunch. I mean, it's always going to be a bit of a stab in the dark in the first round, but I just thought that I'd go with my gut and that's what it sort of came out as, so fair enough. Rob, sorry mate.
Rob, I'm really sorry, but there was just something about your reaction. You just didn't seem too happy when you were talking about Celtic, and if you're a Celtic fan, you should be passionate.
I went with Sean, no disrespect pal, it was just, you were the first one to speak and I don't know, it's a stab in the dark like you say, so I went with Sean.
Because he spoke
mate.
first.
Okay. Watch out, Pamela, if Sean goes. Rob?
Wow. I went Andrew. I don't think you become a Celtic fan at 10, to be honest with you. Time I was 10, I'd been going to Celtic Park for about 9.5 years. So, yeah.
I've went with Andrew as well, purely because of the same reason as Rob. I think you're born and bred a Celtic or a Rangers fan doesn't make who you're bred into it.
So Daniel's the only person who hasn't voted, and we have a tie at the moment. 2 for Rob, 2 for Andrew. Daniel might have the deciding vote here. Daniel, who have you gone for?
I have voted for Andrew. Basically, all I could hear was lies, and yeah, sorry, Andrew. I could hear your soul leaving your body when you were saying you were a Celtic fan.
I mean, look, if that, you got to appreciate it if it is true, because
it's 100% true. We've got him.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Andrew, you've been voted as the fake fan. Can you please stand up and reveal whether or not you are the fake fan or are you a true fan?
Well, I thought it would be too easy to say, oh, I've been a Celtic fan all my life. That's kind of, you know, just too easy. I just thought, you know, a little bit of backstory with a little bit of something, saying, you know, I started supporting when I was 10. My family weren't really into football. But I guess that's the thing in Glasgow, you know, you're kind of one side or you're not. So probably not the best route to go down. See, do you know what? Daniel does have that look about him as being a Rangers fan, and I think he's gone with the double bluff, so to speak, you know, get me straight away, and because he could tell, I think. So I think he could be the next Rangers fan.
Congratulations, guys, you found the fake fan. There could be another one here, but at this stage, there is still £1,000 in the prize pot.
So let's get into round 2, and anyone can kick us off here, but the question is, what's the best Old Firm derby that you've seen?
Can I go? February 2022, Ange Postecoglou was our manager. It was the winter break. It was the first derby. It was Rio Hatate's. It was his first derby. He scored 2 goals, and then Abada scored a goal. I'm a season ticket holder, so I was there. The light show was going. I had the Green Brigade at one side, I had boys at the other. The atmosphere was unbelievable. I've got goosebumps thinking about it right now. It was better than the birth of my children. It was the best day of my entire life.
Pamela, very quick to raise a hand there.
Yeah.
Very quick.
If I'm being totally honest, that's the one I was going to choose, because Rio Attack scored 2 goals and then Abada scored in the second half.
3 of you still yet to speak?
Recent memory, probably the semi-final at Hampden in Glasgow, the one where it was all Rangers. Rangers were absolutely battering us, and then like the last 5-10 minutes, it was a corner, and Christoph Julian got up and headed it in. It was a sickener for them, obviously, because as I said, they were battering us, and then just to get that kind of last minute goal, just shut them up, just to see
Who was it that scored?
Julian. Christoph Julian, the header.
One from recent memory was the 2018 game at Ibrox. Edward scored late on, basically killed the allocation, and ever since then there's been no away fans allowed. And
Edward did that.
Edward did that. It was
Right.
the game that killed it. And then before that, maybe show my age here, it was the Demolition Derby when we beat them 6-2. Absolutely battered them.
Mine would probably be the 5-0 in 2017-18 when we won the league. Winning the league against them, something that I've always dreamed of sort of seeing, and to be able to actually witness it live was brilliant. So I'd probably say that.
So now that you've found a fake fan, the majority of you can decide to end the game right now. If you're confident that there are no more Rangers fans amongst you, then raise your glass and the game will end.
3, 2, 1.
There's always one that does a little teaser.
Are they trying to wind us up? Is that what they're doing?
I don't know. Rob, are you trying to wind us up?
Rob, are you trying to wind us up?
Who knows, it's a game, isn't it?
Okay, so pretty categorically, you've decided to continue with the game. That means that we go to a new vote. Take your pens and write down the person who you believe to be a fake fan.
Okay, let's find out who you voted for. Let's start with Pamela, please.
Rob, I just feel it. I'm feeling it in the force. I just don't feel that you're one of us. That's it. I've written it in capitals as well. I really don't think that you're one of us.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I actually said Sean. I just feel as though maybe it's a wee bit of a kind of joker in the pack, and he seems quite calculated as if he's playing a game as well, so I went Sean.
Nah, it'll just be the nerves probably.
Okay, Stacey, surpriser?
Rob, you twitched when you went to your drink, and one about the Christopher Julian, was it you said the semi-final? Scored a header? Nah, I don't think that's true.
I've also voted for Rob. Same as Stacey, I think he slipped up saying the semi-final was actually the final. Yep. It was the League Cup.
And he scored to be his right foot.
Yeah.
Got photographic memories, Stacey.
Or are they overcompensating?
Yeah.
Well, I think, maybe he was saying it because that hurt him and it was the only game he could think of, so.
Possibly. Sean?
I've also went for Rob for the same reasons. It was the final, and I am pretty convinced he scored with his right foot.
Pretty conclusive. Rob?
Yeah.
the group believe that you are, in fact, a Rangers fan. Could you stand up and let us know if you are a true Celtic fan or if, in fact, you are a Rangers fan?
Guys, thanks for the experience. It's been great fun, but unfortunately, we are. Shouldn't hold it in much longer. Honestly, to all my friends and family, I apologise. I'll go home for a shower now. Thank you. Cheers.
You're welcome to cheers.
They smelt you out down there, and Andrew as well. What gives you away?
I think we're better looking. I think we're just good looking people and slightly more intelligent. I think the language we use as well, the grammar and stuff, like we have actual proper sentences and not just kind of words that are kind of mishmashed together. No, but in all seriousness, there's a passion there. There's a passion between Old Firm fans. You're very passionate about your club, your team, and if somebody doesn't share that passion, then I think it's fairly obvious. So well played to the guys down there.
2 fake fans found. Still £1,000 in the prize pot. You are doing superbly.
You seem to be able to sniff out the Rangers fans. But are there any more Rangers fans in your group? Let's try and give you a little bit more help here with round 3. The question is, what do you respect about Rangers? Sean?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? You know how deep rivalry runs, and especially like the rivalry that we unfortunately have to share with them. I don't respect anything about them, and that's that, to be honest.
Stacey, you've been very, very articulate. You've got to be able to give us something in terms of what you respect about Rangers.
Absolutely nothing. When you've got both sets of rivals that just genuinely hate each other, like it's a strong word, hate. Until you become a fan, you don't realise how big it is. And no, I've got no respect for them.
In this game, let's talk about this game. Is that's an easy line to go down?
No, because it's the truth. If it wasn't true, then I wouldn't say it.
But should they're the most successful team in Scotland?
Well, now we're on par, yeah. We just need one more trophy.
Well, that's not par, is it? It's one below.
No,
That sent chills through me.
No, all their titles are tainted anyway.
They've got one.
They died in 2012. That's all I need to say.
Stacey, who do you think? Because obviously the aim is to find the fake fans here, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think's been a little bit too quiet?
Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, Daniel and Pamela in this round have literally not spoken. Sean has.
I'm just waiting to get asked.
Sorry.
Okay, same question to you then, Daniel. What do you respect about Rangers?
Again, nothing.
Isn't this feels like an easy way out? Is it
they're
not?
self-entitled arrogance, and arrogance. That's what their whole club is based on. And there, you were talking about the COVID season. They'll always have another asterisk there as well.
That's it.
I do rate that. Pamela, you've not said anything? You're just waiting for your turn to speak?
No, there's nothing I can say about them. They're just deplorable.
Sean, you're being a bit quiet, even though you kind of spoke initially there. What would be your response to that? Because Stacey's a phenomenal talker. I've enjoyed that. We've done a few of these shows now. Because you're fantastic at talking, you could absolutely be a fake fan.
It's happened before.
It's happened before.
It has happened before. We've been shocked.
So Sean, on the other side of it, maybe being that touch quieter, like how can you kind of prove that you're a true Celtic fan when you're not talking as much?
Are you flying under the radar, Sean?
Nah, I just think it's all part of the game, you know what I mean? Just quite enjoying the conversation, to be honest. It's good fun.
Sorry, I was miles
Glad you enjoyed yourself, Sean.
So we've reached a bit of a stalemate here, but you have found 2 fake fans. So you can, if you want to, you can end the game right now if the majority of you raise your glass after the count of 3.
So if you put your hands on the glass, and I'm going to count down to 3, and if you're all true fans, you raise them together. If you think there's still a Rangers fan, then keep them down. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! What? Is there? There can't be. I'm so convinced.
Okay, so that means the game continues. You haven't lost any money from that £1,000 prize pot, but someone is about to leave the game. Take your pens and vote.
Okay, the votes are in. Stacey, can we start with you, please?
Sean, just because it was kind of quiet when speaking, but then again, so was everybody else. But I just get the vibe you don't seem enthusiastic when you're talking about them, and that's purely the only reason.
Fair enough. Just cool, calm, collected, you know.
Sorry.
Okay, Daniel, let's see what you...
Again, I voted for Sean as well. I don't think it's Pamela or Stacey, but I could be wrong. I know the Celtic girls love to talk. And I think Sean's just a bit quiet. His body language he's getting away from us a wee bit, so I voted for Sean.
Sean?
I voted for Daniel purely because there's something about his striking confidence that's maybe a little bit too striking. I don't know what it is, man.
Okay, Pamela, you're the final vote. We've got 2 votes for Sean, 1 vote for Daniel. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Sean. I'm sorry, Sean. I just think that you're just a bit quiet, a wee bit shaky. I apologise if you are one of us, but you're just a wee bit off for me.
Fair enough.
Wee bit off. Okay, so you have decided that Sean is possibly a fake fan. Sean, do you want to stand up and reveal if you are true or if you are indeed a fake fan?
Well, thanks very much for the experience, guys. And I am indeed...
Sorry, Sean.
I was just nerves, to be honest. It's quite a nerve-wracking experience, being in there and obviously not knowing sort of who could be the fake fan and whatever else, and not really knowing where to look. So I think that maybe played into it a little bit, but it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Conspiracy theories, want to hear a few?
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel's very confident, very certain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too certain?
Could that be a ruse? Could that be a smokescreen?
Probably.
Pamela, I think has been very steady with her answers, but kept quite a lot in that last round and hasn't really been, no one's really pushed back at Pamela in terms of her in-depth knowledge. She hasn't been able to speak enough.
She's lovely, isn't she? But why not put pressure on her? Because actually, if you think about it, all the information she's given, very kind of factual stuff you could find on the internet, I could find on the internet. Is she lying to us?
And Stacey's just got an outrageous amount of football knowledge.
Yeah,
so she might have just grabbed the mic and has gone, is maybe hiding in plain sight. Because when we're talking body language, I think everyone is deferring to Stacey a little bit.
I was convinced of what I thought was the truth. Now I'm not so sure.
So, 1 question each you have to interrogate someone else at the table.
Can I start? Daniel.
Yes.
So we won the treble and Tom Roderick scored the winner in the 90-odd minute. But who scored the goal for Aberdeen?
I do remember it, but I can't remember who scored Aberdeen's goal. I'm going to I think it was maybe Johnny Hayes.
I mean, I have no idea. Is it Johnny Hayes?
That's correct, yeah. But he kind of hesitated when thinking.
Well, I'm going to ask Stacey a question. So when we won the European Cup, we beat Inter Milan in the final. Who did we play along the way?
Good question, actually. But I don't know the answer to right now, actually. I don't know, because I was that young. I was born in 1994, but any true Celtic fan would actually know
Every
that.
true fan should know that,
Every true Celtic fan
Danny,
should know that.
would you say when it comes to Celtic and Rangers, history is quite important?
Yeah, absolutely.
Say that?
Basically, yeah. I think every Celtic fan, it's all about the history.
Interesting.
You'll get pulled up straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who did they play away?
We played Nantes, Zurich, Vojvodina, then we beat Dukla Prague in the semi-final.
I mean, I don't know some of those football clubs.
They sound like it's
That
made
deserves
up
a round of applause. That was brilliant, that one.
Okay, so you've sort of turned on each other there. Pamela, is there a question for Pamela that either of you guys have got?
What's been your favourite game this season?
Obviously would be the 3-0 against Rangers.
Aye.
Just purely because it's our rivals.
I'm lost now. I'm absolutely gone. Okay then, guys. This is the last opportunity for you to end the game on your terms. Otherwise, there will be another vote. Put your hand on your glass. You know by now, if you believe that all three of you are Celtic fans, then raise the glass and we end the game right here.
3, 2, 1.
Certain. I'm not so sure.
The game isn't over. Trust us, it's not over.
Okay, so we have now got to the final moment where you're going to reveal if you are a true or a fake fan. If you are all Celtic fans, you're going to share all the cash, that £800, between you.
But if there's a Rangers among you, they're going to steal a lot.
Okay, Pamela, if you'd like to stand up and reveal if you are a true or a fake fan.
Right, Daniel, please reveal whether you're a fake fan or a true fan.
Yep, no problem. Tension.
It's different.
Tense. You just know.
Okay, now surely not. Surely not.
Stacey,
I
please,
can't handle this.
please, stand up, reveal whether or not you're a true or a fake fan.
Oh, yes.
Yes! Thank goodness. Lord.
Well done, guys.
Good job,
Class
Well
work.
done. Feeling amazing, feeling proud to support my club and let everybody know that I'm a Celtic fan.
You could just sense the Rangers coming out of them, and we're glad we've sent them home with no money.
What's your message to the Rangers fans out there today?
Just keep forever living in our shadow because we're going to potentially keep going and winning more trophies.
And Glasgow's green and white, and don't
Right.
forget it.
These 6 fans all claim to support Everton.
But they're not all telling the truth.
At least one of them supports Liverpool.
But can they find the fake fan?